Man, grand rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But if you haven't subbed up and you're new to the channel and you're watching on TV, whatever the case is, I wish it was smooth 7. Be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. Shout out to the collective again. Man, it's an early one. See, I gotta excuse me. I literally just got up, but I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
If you know, you know.
To show my appreciation, I am inviting you all to a pizza party tonight at Jennifer Aniston's house. I'll see you there.
My parties were so great for everybody. I would always hear like the next week, like, "Oh, Sam, man, that was incredible, man. That was the best I've ever been a part of." You know.
He was just joking though, right? I wonder what they're talking about here. Body language doesn't lie.
What Aniston will say to me in the middle of the night whenever I'm with her, something cool. She'll be like,
cool.
"You see?" And I'll be like, "No, you're right. This is great. This is great." And then the next morning, she'll text me and say, "I know something, you know, Wednesday night if you want." I'll be like, "Come on, we just did that Saturday thing. We don't have to do too good."
I'm going to bed at 9. I can't come over. Your thing starts at 8:30. So
yes, she can handle it. She can handle it. And her
can.
Parties are incredible at her house too.
Yeah, she does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza.
Wonderful,
yes.
wonderful pizza. All right, just y'all are all like, whatever.
How was the pizza? Was it good?
Oh,
what, did he make it
himself?
himself?
Pizza was better than Clooney's. They both made. Everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no pizza we didn't love.
Something that he doesn't.
5 different kinds. 5 different kinds or 6 different kinds of pizza that night. Clooney's was excellent. Amal's was the winner.
Now I wonder why she told him to shut his trap.
We've known each other for years.
Yeah.
You've been to my house. We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love
Yes,
a
we
pizza.
do.
It's so much fun. Now, someone did. I was told that you recall a.
All this pizza talk, man. Shit crazy.
Don't believe shit that they're telling you about what's falling from the skies right now. If you aren't aware by now, there has been thousands of reports of, in quotations, fireballs falling from the sky in numerous states. Primarily Georgia, where a lot of people have been seeing a lot of them. But here's the thing, right? I've noticed tens of thousands of residents in Georgia alone that have been reporting a mysterious broadcast on their news channels. I mean, people are saying that the broadcast told them to expect weird weather events. I mean, some really crazy shit, you know what I mean? I saw a couple of videos of this broadcast that people were showing on TikTok last night, but now those videos are all of a sudden gone. Now, NASA declared that the object in question was a meteor, but here's the thing. Chief of NASA's Meteoroid Environments Office said the meteor was about 3 feet in diameter, but yet there have been thousands of reports of different objects that have been falling from the sky. But then he said that it was releasing an energy of about 20 tons of TNT. Not just that, but there's a guy that actually took a picture of a fragment that landed in his yard. And the craziest part about this shit is that in that picture, you can see it glowing. And I mean, this thing is barreled into the ground, at least 2 feet deep. So how is that just a fragment of a 3-foot meteor? I'm also noticing some of the residents of the city of McDonough that have been speaking out as well. And they've been claiming that there have been a lot of suspicious vehicles in that area since yesterday. Whatever this may be should definitely have everybody's attention.
I think they at war with extraterrestrials.
All right, what's the deal with all these videos popping up claiming that allegedly in parts of Georgia and South Carolina, people had their TV broadcasts interrupted for about 3 minutes? This happened just in the last couple of days. And during that time, a message supposedly from the Anunnaki aired, acknowledging the current chaos among humans, warning of severe weather events coming, and then saying that they were going to help. And then right after that, people in these same areas reported seeing fireballs streaking across the sky, like multiple reports. So yes, this sounds completely crazy and I am skeptical, but I'm also open-minded enough to ask. There actually was a TV broadcast interruption in southern England in 1977 where a group claimed to be Ashtar Galactic Command, and they talked about human awakening. So I'm being open-minded. Was it something like that? Has anyone seen this alleged Anunnaki broadcast firsthand? Do you have video of it or know someone who does?
Look, I'm going to ask y'all the same question I asked y'all in the previous video when we went over there. I think a clip that was similar to this. How come all of a sudden they say extraterrestrials, Anunnaki, whatever, can speak telepathically, but now they're not speaking telepathically. They're reaching us through our cell phones and TV? Bro, that's predictive programming. They getting us ready for the project, y'all know, when they gonna fake something in the sky. That's what I think they trying to get us ready for. I think they at war with them, but they don't want to let us know that, even though they have to let us know that they're out there. Or y'all know that how they had a certain time frame to let us know certain things, and they didn't, and they still don't want to. And I think they standing firm on that, where they don't want to let us know the real truth. They gonna let us know, oh, there's aliens or there's demons in the water, but they not gonna come out and be like, hey bro, the extraterrestrials, they call this, and this. They from this, and this. We supposed to let y'all know about this, but we didn't. So now we at war with them. That's what I think. Y'all let me know. But again, I feel like it's Project Blue Team. That's what I feel like.
You and me, you know what we got to do? We got to talk, because allegedly we've had our first communication with the Anunnaki this weekend. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, after the alleged meteorite fell to the ground, a message from the Anunnaki allegedly came through in Alabama, and more specifically Georgia, during a national television broadcast. In this alleged message that lasted for up to 3 minutes, the Anunnaki message claimed to say that they knew about the galactic war that was going on above us in space. They knew about the wars here on Earth. They also knew about the meteorite that fell to the ground, which it wasn't a meteorite. They also claimed that a lot more weird and bizarre and unexpected weather conditions and anomalies would be taking place in the coming months. In this message, the Anunnaki did claim to say that they are here to help. They are not here for any other thing, but they are here to help mankind. Now, have you heard this? And are you perhaps someone who actually saw this message? Now, I have received videos and stories and messages from people claiming all of these things, but I specifically want to know if you've heard about this. Do you know about this, or did you see this? Because after I went down the rabbit hole, a lot of the things are adding up. But I want to hear from all of you, because after the meteorite fell, this message has now come across our screens. So drop it in the comments. Let me know what you know about this, and if you've seen it or you know someone who has. And remember, anything we talk about is for learning, information, and entertainment purposes only, because it's up to you to believe what you want to believe. It's not up to anyone else. So drop it in the comments and help me get this video to as many people as possible.
I don't know, man. I think it's the government playing.
The following footage was captured by a couple of witnesses who claim to have encountered a demon. Now, as you're watching the video, at first it looks like it's some sort of creature crouched down. But then as they focus, you can see that it's an actual person standing watching them. It feels so horrible and scary. But the question is, what is this? Take a look and tell me what you think.
Oh, şuna bakın. Bakın. Şekli değiştirmiş. Görüyor musunuz? Allahümme salli ala seyyidina. Saçlara sakala bakın. Papaz mısın sen? Papaz? Allahümme salli ala seyyidina. Şekil mi değiştirin? Başka biri daha var mı burada? Ya Allah. Ya Allah.
Ain't gonna lie, bro, that look like a creature or a skinwalker, not a human.
The Anunnaki broadcasted a message through people's TVs in Georgia. Okay, I have video proof of this. This is crazy. This is crazy. They were talking about a galactic war that is going on, and that they are among us, and that recent meteorite that just came down was actually alien technology. Okay? This is real, guys. We are being contacted. We are being contacted right now. Okay? I'm going to show you the video right now. I'm going to show you right now.
My name is General Zod. I come from a world far from yours. I have journeyed across an ocean of stars to reach you. For some time, your world has sheltered one of my citizens. I request that you return this individual to my custody. For reasons unknown, he has chosen to keep his existence a secret from you. He will have made efforts to blend in. He will look like you, but he is not one of you. To those of you who may know of his current location, the fate of your planet rests in your hands. To Kal-El, I say this: surrender within 24 hours, or watch this world suffer.
Oh man, we can't believe this, can we? Like, please tell me there's not people out here who believe this. I'm so serious, bro. Come on, really? If y'all watched the movie Fourth Kind? Did this not happen? Did they do their research on those extraterrestrials in that movie and find out that they were speaking ancient Sumerian and they're from Mesopotamia? And on top of that, they really were the Anunnaki. Did they talk like that? From the real footage we heard to the footage we just saw, did they talk like that, bro? No, they didn't. They didn't. That's not how they sounded. So when I hear something like this, I think they're predictive programming us. They're getting us ready to think that they're gonna play with our brains, bro. I said this years ago when we first started the channel. I said if they stage a Project Blue Team, there's going to be the real UFOs. They're going to be the fake UFOs that's man-made by the government. And I said after that, you're gonna get you're gonna have like choices to make. Either you could go here where the extraterrestrials are, whether they're the real ones, whether they're the Anunnaki, or whether they're the government. That's to be questioned. Again, discernment. When you got the government over here telling us, oh, our stadium is open, come over here, we're gonna make sure you good and safe, you ain't gonna make it up out of there either. I don't know where you're gonna go, but all I know is it's gonna be a lot of confusion going on, and you're not gonna know who is who and what is what. And if you think you know who is who and what is what, none of us will know what to trust and what not to trust until we trust it. Either it's gonna work or it's gonna go left for us, and we ain't gonna make it up out of there. That's the only way it's gonna work, bro. This is for entertainment purposes. I've been saying that since then. I can see this shit going now. Why I say that? Because if I was gonna misuse a whole bunch of people, I was gonna do them wrong, I'm gonna try to get them all in one spot. I'm gonna confuse them, split them up, get what I can get over here, get what I can get over there. It's real tricky. But if I was doing something like that, I would confuse everybody's mind. Especially if everybody think they know the answer. A whole bunch of know-it-alls is easy to confuse. That's all I would say. That's how I would play it. Let me know if that's a reach.
People before and after exorcisms, part 2. Again, as a recap, if you don't know what an exorcism is, it's the belief that there's demons or the devil possessing your body. Priests and reverends will then try to remove that demon from possessing your body through the use of force or other tactics. And many of the tactics used are very brutal. Behind me is a photo of 31-year-old Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor was a good-looking lad from the town of Ossett, New Yorkshire, England.
In the mid-1970s, Michael and his wife both started attending a church known as the Gobber Christian Fellowship Group. Long story short, Michael started falling in love with a woman from this church. But when he tried to rizz her up, she rejected him. This caused Michael to strike her and start screaming erratically. And over the course of the next few weeks, Michael spiraled downhill, so people started to believe that he was possessed by a demon. 2 reverends from this church, pictured above, tried to exorcise these demons, but failed. After this failed exorcism, Michael ended up going home and taking the life of his wife, Christina Taylor. After this grisly crime, police found Michael running around the streets without any clothes on, with a red liquid on him, if you catch my drift. There's a lot of details that I can't share here because they're too disturbing, but if you want to look it up and read about it on your own, I would look up the Barnsley exorcism case. Follow for part 3.
Damn. And I need to hear more about that one.
The young
I'm not even gonna say possessed. I'm gonna say bro tweaking and he high off his ass on something. Y'all let me know. Let me know. That's what I feel like. I could be wrong, but prayers, whatever the hell the case is, prayers to bro. He high as hell, bro. He tweaking.
Things human were never meant to see.
Last few minutes of Dad's life, Mom had been with him throughout the night and heard the death rattle. But she went on to bed, and suddenly I woke up at 6 o'clock. Talked to Mom and said, I think it's the very end. I sat down with him and held his hand, and you could hear the death rattle. A point of light can be seen flying into the room a few seconds after his last breath. The dot then moves towards his son before disappearing.
Right there, yeah. Right into me. And like a minute later, it comes bouncing out of me.
Yeah, there it goes. Yep. That's what it was.
See, my mom's always told us, leave a window open.
I caught this demonic figure at the Morgan Wallen concert.
I intentionally possessed myself with a demon for 3 to 4 years. I'm going to expose to you guys exactly what that felt like so you guys can know if something satanic is messing with you too. One of the first things I noticed was these bursts of emotion that weren't mine. It truly feels like there is a second voice in your head. They make you start to feel like you're not worth more, or you're not good enough to hang around a certain group of people, or you're not good enough for a certain relationship. When you read the Bible, you read the Quran, and even read the Torah, it tells you that it wants to mislead you away from God. They don't want your soul, they want your life. Now, whenever I looked in the mirror, this is the deepest sign of possession. I didn't recognize myself. I did not see myself in the mirror. Every single day when I'd look myself in the eyes, it would trip me out. Another massive one is stomach problems and weirdly pressure at the top of my head. You feel this weird pressure, especially whenever you go to sleep at night, just right at the top of your head, like something's pressing down on it. And your stomach and digestive system is destroyed. Now this makes sense because they say your stomach or your gut is your second brain. It affects our mood and emotions quite a lot. They manipulate our ego and twist and bend it in a way to make us create negative bad habits. Your habits is what's feeding them. Negative habits, negative frequencies, negative emotion is what they feed off of, is what they consume, so they can go back to their buddies and say, hey, I misled this individual.
Y'all agree with him?
This is Anneliese Michel. A real recording from her exorcism will be played at the end, so I'm just giving you a warning right now. Anneliese lived in Germany with her parents Anna and Joseph, and they were extremely religious. Anna had extreme religious practices like making her children sleep on the hardwood floor in the winter. It was her belief that others couldn't atone for their own sins, so therefore her children had to suffer on their behalf. Then, in 1968, when Anneliese turned 16, she began to have her first incidents. Anneliese would wake up in the middle of the night with a heavy pressure on her chest, and she couldn't breathe. She also couldn't move, and this incident would completely terrify her. Anna's parents would take her to the doctor, where she was diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy. A few years later, Anneliese would get extremely sick with pneumonia and tuberculosis. Because of this, she had to spend weeks isolated in a sanatorium. This was a type of medical facility used before the discovery of antibiotics. When Anna got back from the sanatorium, her parents noticed that her personality had completely changed. Anna began to hear voices that would tell her she was damned to rot in hell. She would see demonic faces everywhere, and she developed an aversion to religious objects. She disliked crucifixes and pictures of Jesus, and she would not look at them. During this time, she kept going to the doctor, and they would give her every medication under the sun, which would quiet down the symptoms, but they would never fully go away. This is when people started to think that she was possessed. As things continued to worsen, the family finally got a priest to perform an exorcism, and at this time, her symptoms were terrible. Anna would throw herself onto her knees 400 times a day into a praying position. She would do this until she broke both of her kneecaps and ripped her tendons. She began eating the heads of birds, eating spiders, drinking her urine, and speaking in Latin to curse God. Latin is apparently the native tongue of all demons. Renz would perform a total of 67 exorcisms, each of them lasting from 1 to 4 hours. It was here that he learned that there are 6 demons possessing her. One of these demons claimed to be Lucifer himself. Now, quick warning, I've compiled the most insane clips from the exorcism, and here it is.
Im Namen des dreifaltigen Geistes befehle ich dir auszufahren und nicht.
These horror movies, they need to remake that right there. That's sad. Some weird shit, man.
I wonder, do you think there's anyone there just now?
Yeah, I do.
Who's that?
What?
Who's that, Janet?
Pardon? Stuart Certain.
Stuart Certain, and he's one of the voices.
Yeah.
Why do you think he comes and speaks through you?
To annoy us.
Does he ever say anything nice?
Well, don't know really.
Shall we try and speak to him? No. We'll see if he'll speak to us.
Yeah.
Is anybody there?
No.
Who's there?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Goose Chaser's here.
This time traveler goes back in time and takes videos of you without you knowing. So they commented, if you are truly a time traveler, show me when I was in high school eating alone. And they did it. This is insane, y'all. Stay weird.
Hey, if I could, I just had that talk with my mom. If I could go back in time, I would change so much. Oh my God. I would make so many different decisions. If I had known how things was going to play out, bro, hindsight is 2020. The clip before that, do y'all remember that? Bro, we ain't seen that clip since early on in the channel. That shit crazy. I thought it was real then, and I really believe it's real now. I'm gonna just be honest, but y'all let me know y'all thoughts.
They literally said this shit out loud, and it flew under the radar, y'all. The US government just admitted that they got tech that can manipulate time and space, y'all. This is not a rumor. This is not a movie, not a script, none of that shit. This is real life. The dude that said this, his name is Michael Cresius. He's one of the White House top scientists. This man literally said that we can bend time and annihilate distance. Listen to what he said over my head.
We seem to have lost focus and vision, to have lowered our sights and let systems and structures and bureaucracies muddle us along. But we are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. They leave distance annihilated, cause things to grow and improve productivity. It is the choices of individuals that will make the new golden age possible. And the choice of individuals to craft new technologies and give themselves to scientific discoveries that will bend space and time, make more with less, and drive us further into the endless frontier.
My question is, why now? Why tell us now? It's 2025. How long have they been sitting on this? This shit crazy. Y'all remember the Mandela effect, the glitches, all the little deja vu moments you got? This is probably the reason why you was having it. This explains it all. If they can manipulate time and space, just imagine what else they can do. Y'all think.
Facts. And that's what take me back to that point where I said, somebody in the comments said Mandela effects is pointless. They're just them just changing things. If they can do that, what can they not do? What can't they do? You know what I mean? But again, everybody's free to think how they please. That's what causes some people to be controlled the way they do, and they think they can control the rest of us because they control a couple of other people. I don't know. Maybe Mandela effects and CERN and time travel and all that ain't that serious. And then maybe it is. To me, I'm going to say it. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, though. I'm curious to hear it.
Where a woman says she was enjoying the pool Wednesday night when she saw a strangely shaped and unfamiliar object falling from the sky just over there. The whole thing now caught on video.
Then I look up here to the sky, see something falling down, so I pulled out my phone and I zoomed in and it was right about there.
Colleen McCormick was out by her hot tub around 9 Wednesday night when she says she saw something strange and unfamiliar up above.
I see something falling down from the sky. It had blinking lights and looked like it was on fire or something. And it was just coming down really fast. I had no idea what it could have been.
McCormick captured this 8-second video from her backyard showing an unidentified object headed straight down.
There's 3 things, so it looks like it's fire or a big light.
Expecting to hear a loud boom of some sort, she ran to the front of her home to hopefully capture the landing.
My heart was pounding because I just looked up. I'm oh God, what is about to happen right now?
But McCormick says the blinking object quickly vanished from her view.
It seemed like it was coming down so fast. It was just it knows what it's doing. It just goes like that. I don't know. It's weird.
With having never seen something like it before, McCormick's mind went racing.
I thought it was some explosive. I don't know. Hopefully I'm not the only one that saw this. I'm not going crazy. I didn't see things, but I got it on video, so I'm I did definitely see something.
Now, the FAA was not able to comment on the video McCormick took, but they said they did not get any reports of debris in the area. Both Pembroke Fire and police said the same thing. On scene in Pembroke, Alyssa Azara for your local.
I'm telling you, I think they at war, bro. I say that all the time.
Things humans were never meant to see.
Hundreds of birds fall from the sky. The end of rainbow. Rain falls in one spot. Super realistic billboard in New York. River meets ocean. Lightning strikes water. Strange object hits moon.
Do y'all believe that last clip? I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, this is a report from Waitara. We are experiencing some sort of weird anomaly in the sky. A pulsating pinkish red cloud formation. It's 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. This is the moon is up, fairly normal. The sun set to the west, which is in that direction. You got the moon, and you look kind of off to the east. There is a very strange cloud formation currently to the east of Waitara, pulsating like a large, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got to be miles across, and it is definitely pulsating. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but with the naked eye it's fluctuating in light intensity and we don't know what it is. Very strange. Very, very strange. If you know what it is, feel free to post what you think that is.
You might recall from a previous video about a woman named Lauren Combs who lives in a house in the middle of nowhere. Ever since moving in, she can't shake the feeling that something is haunting her. Lauren tries her best to ignore this feeling, but there have been countless instances of her dog Luna seeing things that she can't, and many other strange occurrences that are thought to be paranormal in nature. Although most of these incidents are pretty creepy, it's the most recent video that was captured that is by far the most unsettling. It's close to midnight when the following takes place inside Lauren's living room. Lauren writes, "Ignoring it is out of the question now. I'm just going to document what I can and start to reach out to people that can help." This is her footage. Strangely, Lauren's dog begins to whimper before an object falls on its own. Following this occurrence, a doorbell starts to go off on its own, as the footage outside shows no one at the front door. Now, as many viewers have stated, opening the door may not have been a good idea, as according to them, whatever was ringing the doorbell is now inside. Although it isn't sure if something was let in, the following incident seems to suggest otherwise. It's 3 in the morning when out of nowhere, this happens.
Because my surface thinks that I am one. I gave you 6 points, I'm deducting 7. This is ridiculous. Don't make me think about numbers again. A brave and accurate decision. Yes, my captain. Yes. Holy captain, your horticulture is harvestable. Ah, good call, thank you. Hurry happily, and Hank is hungry. Hallelujah.
All of a sudden, Lauren's hair is pulled by something. At first, Lauren thought that her cat had done this, but upon looking around, she noticed that her cat wasn't there. As you can imagine, she was left totally spooked. The activity in her home seems to be getting worse, and it seems that she isn't getting much help to solve this problem. But, of course, what are your thoughts? Is Lauren being haunted by something, or is something else going on here?
You know the part when he say like it wasn't a good idea to open the door because whatever was out there now is inside. Clearly it was already inside. It made something fall before the doorbell started going off. But man, I know some of y'all don't agree with saging. Some of y'all do. If you do, sage. If you don't sage. Do what you believe works best for you. But just don't forget to pray. Just don't forget to pray. Because every time I seen something crazy and I prayed, I'm telling you, it goes away. But you got to really believe in that prayer that you're giving. It's just my 2 cents. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Hell no, bro. Where'd the person go?
So can someone explain to me what is going on in central Kentucky, along with other states inside of the United States? People have been recording and hearing strange, loud booms coming from the sky. Now, they're not from thunder, from aircraft. As a matter of fact, take a listen to this video. Now, you heard it for yourself. What does that sound like to you? Does that sound like thunder? Does that sound like aircraft? Does that sound like some type of military action? I don't know. But if you live in Central Kentucky and you heard that as well, please share your thoughts in the comments. And anybody else that's heard this, please let me know where you're from and what you heard if it sounded similar to that. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Is that the same sound as when they said they're hearing a cracking noise?
Things humans weren't meant to know.
During his stay in a psych ward in the 1970s, Marshall Applewhite formed an intense non-romantic relationship with his nurse Bonnie Nettles. They quickly realized aliens had preordained their encounter, and now they needed to board their spacecraft. Once the aliens came back to Earth to give them the signal, the pair formed a cult called Heaven's Gate. And they recruited people by telling them if they missed this one UFO ride, they would be destroyed when the Earth was inevitably recycled. Their cult was considered a joke and not a threat until they did something so horrific. It shocked the world on March 26, 1997. The aliens were going to be passing overhead hiding behind a comet. It was now time for the members to hop on board. Over the course of 3 days, members donned matching Nike sneakers, ate poisoned applesauce, tied bags over their head, and then waited to exit the Earth. Right before they died, they conducted exit interviews, and they are truly disturbing.
I'm not gonna lie, that story reminds me, anybody who played Red Dead Redemption, the second one, RDR2, if you played that, do y'all remember the school? It was once like a school, and if you go there at a certain time, a UFO appears, and the people in that school had all sacrificed themselves, and it was supposedly a true story. Can y'all enlighten me and let me know what that true story was, like where to dive? Cause can y'all let me know? And y'all remember they sacrificed themselves and they said that the spaceship was coming to pick them up because the Earth was gonna go to shit or something. It was something like that, and it was actually in the game, and the school was abandoned. Go there at a certain time in the UFO show. Y'all, anybody who plays that game, can y'all let me know, please? That's what it remind me of.
Mandy Boswick and her 2 children, Jonah and Johnny, live in a remote area somewhere in Massachusetts. It wasn't too long ago that Mandy and her family had moved into their new house. This one, unlike their previous home, is surrounded by plenty of wildlife.
Oh, look at them.
For this reason, Mandy had set up cameras around her home to capture all the wild animals that trespass on her property. From bears to bobcats, Mandy has seen it all. However, out of all the footage captured, one has left her on edge. This one doesn't capture an animal, but rather something else. On July 17 of 2022, at around 9 p.m., Mandy is away from home when she gets a notification of movement detected on her property. She immediately looks at her camera's live feed via her phone and is left completely disturbed. This is what she saw. There appears to be someone or something standing a few feet away from Mandy's home. It stands there, seemingly observing her house from far away, as though trying its best to not get caught. But even more strange is the way it moves. There's something in its movement that's just very uncanny. Whoever, or whatever this is, has left Mandy concerned for the safety of her children, more so than the animals on her property. Given that Mandy lives in a secluded area with no one else around, viewers believe that someone or something is watching her. But like always, I'll let you decide as to whether or not something paranormal was captured. Like most videos, this one remains a mystery.
Remember that clip? That shit from early in the channel.
So people have been posting the craziest things in the sky, and in this video, I want you to listen to some sounds and tell me what you think. Is there a galactic war? So in this video, I want you to listen closely to what you're about to see. There are these clips posting up from everywhere. Listen.
What is that noise?
That sounds like a pew-pew right there. What is going on, guys? I know that there are many videos popping up from all over the United States. We're here in Florida, and they're seeing, like, I don't know if they're rockets, I don't know what they are, but something's going on. Many people think that there is a war going on in the spiritual realm, which I do agree. But what do you guys think? Where are you at? Comment below what you're seeing in the sky, and what do you think that those sounds can be? There's no justification. Is it something from the government or something from another world? Let's go.
What if it's both? Or the firmament breaking?
People are losing their minds over this video where someone is out hunting mushrooms in the forest. Now, as he is looking for these mushrooms in the forest, he's going to be looking down at a mushroom when all of a sudden he hears something crazy in the background. What do you guys think? What the heck is that? Let me know in the comments.
What y'all think that was? Because I remember early on in the channel, I told y'all we heard that shit before too. And I said I wasn't a believer. I remember this video. I said I watched these. I said this for entertainment purposes. I said when we see skinwalkers, I typically didn't believe it until I had to hear it from my own perspective. And it took me to have to hear it for me to be like, whoa, what was that, bro? I remember saying that, and I remember so many of y'all was like, bro, I told you. I told you. Y'all told me them shits was real. That's what I think when I hear that. Skinwalker. What y'all feel? Let me know.
Head up. This is to my What If We're on Nibiru video that's blowing up right now. What if heaven was built in hell? I want you to stop and forget what's going on in the world, forget all the wars, and I want you to stop and think, for the one who contemplates if there's a God, or let's just contemplate the scenario of what we call life, society. We are told all these biblical stories, which I believe are huge mistranslations, and it's a code book, but I do believe that these stories have historical and future relevance that we just haven't yet discovered yet, or haven't got to that timeline yet. And in these stories are revelations, which are told all around the world in all different names and all different series, but all the same story, that the devil was sent to earth. Not hell, earth. All his fallen angels who did the most abominous crime sent to earth. Not hell, earth. With us. But we'll go to hell for sin or not believing in something. Which is one of the biggest MK Ultra psyops I've ever heard. If you don't believe in something, you'll go to hell. People, we really are sheep. But I digress, right? Let's look at life, right? Would you say life is suffering or prosperous? What would you say? You know the answer. Heaven and hell. Heaven, would you say that's prosperous or suffering? Hell, would you say that's prosperous or suffering? You know the answer. Now you're on earth, where the devil was sent. Would you say that this is prosperous or suffering? And even when you're prosperous, how many happy rich people you know? Message. Even being rich is suffering because they're bored. Have y'all ever heard of this TV show, which is another form of MK? The Good Place. It was on ABC or NBC, one of them two. And it's a premise of them being in hell with the illusion they're in heaven. A real mind, not gonna lie, but is it not? Truth in plain sight. And you know, when you become consciously aware of what everything is, you realize that heaven and hell is a state of mind, and also heaven on earth is something that can be achieved, but it isn't, because right now we have oligarchs that control us in this society that is labeled free, but it's really capitalistic totalitarian, and you don't know it. And then you're propagated to believe that communism is totalitarian, when actually communism is a state-free ran society, which is interesting. But I digress. Do you believe we're maybe in hell? The soul trap? There's a CIA folder document, big thick folder saying that we are containers to something, to mine gold. We're in hell. I don't know. All I'm saying is, when we have reset after reset after reset after reset after reset, when you look at Tartarian, which is really Mason, but that's a different conversation. Keep having all these resets, these orphan trains, these Cabbage Patch Kids, this soul trap, the past 1,000 years missing, mud flood. Why do you listen to y'all information through anything that's propagated through church and state, which is a system of control to control your mind so that you stay docile? And then you see people like me who try to open your mind, want you to think, actually care about you, don't want you to fall into dogma, and we get banned. And all we're talking about is becoming a better version of yourself, protection of children worldwide, and global peace. And they silence us. Again, is life suffering or prosperous? You know the answer. Peace to God.
I feel like I'm finally... Somebody tell Toxic we gotta go live again. Spam it up if y'all agree. Let me know and let him.
I'm finally at a point in my life where I'm just like, but I'm also like really chill. Like, God damn it! But I'm also like at peace, you know?
I hear y'all comments. I know some of y'all feel like that too.
Hear me out though, right? I'm gonna tell y'all one thing that prison taught me that I don't think society could have told me any better. It's like when I came home to a society that just wanted to be tough so bad. Like, I came home to a society that pushed a persona of just toxic masculinity, basically just over glorifying being emotionally insensitive or cold-hearted, or glorifying being emotionally reactive. Let me tell you something that my cellie told me that stuck with me for the rest of my existence. Now, let me mind you, my prison experience was at the same time of my spiritual awakening. And one day, my cellie he just paused and he just told me, he told me, like, man, I don't think you realize how scary you really are. I don't think you realize how intimidating you actually are. And I'm just like, man, what you talking about, man? And then he told me that other people are scary, but in a superficial way. You're the guy we get around and we have to get our act together around. And that blew my mind. Like, that taught me what it truly means to be an intimidating person. Like, that experience alone let me know how much society has programmed us and tricked us off the streets. This was the most respect I got in my life, and this was simply because I was being myself. I was expecting to get the opposite because I didn't think the path that I was on, I didn't think it would be respected. And I'm not just trying to big up myself. I know it's a lot of y'all that probably didn't go through the same experience, but you went through this situation in one way, shape, or form. Overall, I bet you realize that being intimidating to people, being a person that intimidates people, is really not what we thought it was. When people can't figure out why you're not like everybody else, why they can't put you in a box, or how come they can't place you, they can't figure you out, that scares people. When you live genuinely from a state of love and joy, that convicts people who choose folly and ignorance. That's what scares people. I don't understand that humans have a tendency to fear the unknown. They can't place you in a box, they can't figure you out, and that scares them. Like, y'all get where I'm going? Like, this is serious, man. Like, by being so authentic, by being you, simply just being you, your presence serves as a human lie detector. And people know that you can detect when they're living from a social mask, or they're living from a persona, or they're not being their authentic selves. And people are really repelled by that, or they collapse the mass because they're comfortable of being themselves around you, and that's power. That is truly intimidating. Like, y'all been so tricked and so programmed, y'all don't even realize, like, when you're being your authentic self, when you're being who God has called you to be, when you're vibrating at a high level, you exude a presence that demands respect from everybody around you. It's not that you belittle anybody, but you have a presence that demands respect. So people feel like they gotta get their act right together around you. Like, understand, like, that scene in Baby Boy is starting to really make sense to me, like, on a deeper level. Come on now, what's about the guns and the butter? What's the guns? Consciousness, awareness, spiritual power. The ability to control your energy and protect it. The ability to read other people, the ability to read the room. What is the butter? What you did to people, what you may have did in the streets, what you may have done in the corporate world. How many women you slept with, how many men you probably attracted, how much money have you made in your lifetime. That's the butter. Intelligence is intimidating. Consciousness is intimidating. Being godly is intimidating. Protecting your energy and not letting too many others in is intimidating. Protecting your peace and not letting others fumble it is intimidating. It's about the guns and butter, man. They tricked you off the streets. It's about the guns and the butter. You vibrate high, you're the most dangerous person on the planet. Remember that.
These aren't commercial flights. They're military-style planes with no windows, metal floors, and a rear ramp that can open mid-air. The U.S. uses private contractors like Global X to run these flights. They're cheaper, faster, and harder for the public to see. These flights last 6 to 12 hours. There's no bathroom, no food, and every person is shackled by the wrist, ankles, and waist. They show us the boarding, but never the landing. And when a plane has a ramp that opens mid-air, you start asking different questions.
Was it me, or did anybody watching have the same mindset when they said it opens, the back rear end door opens mid-flight? Did any of y'all minds go the same place that my mind went before she even said there's no landing? You don't see the landing. You see it take flight, but you don't see it land. Did y'all mind go there before she said that? If it did, I'm right there with you. I knew it was coming. I knew what was coming next, bro. They flying over a large piece of water, a large body of water, and that thing, they letting them all out of there. This for entertainment purposes. That's my opinion. None of that is true. Y'all let me know. That shit's crazy, bro.
These are the end times. These are the last days. I am the lion. A light shot through the ceiling of my cell and into me, and ever since then I see the Star of David. But God also commanded us to execute anyone that's preaching that someone other than him is God, because it's that serious. They're claiming that Jesus is God and that somebody other than God is God. So what's this Jesus is only God's son garbage that I was raised to believe? That's not what God said. There's nothing worse than breaking the first commandment. Oh, all you got to do is just worship Jesus and you go to heaven. Your sins are all forgiven. That's not what God said.
So wait a second. So he's saying that a light shot through his ceiling of his prison cell, and then he saw the Star of David? I don't know about you guys, but kind of makes me think of Luke chapter 10, verse 18. And he said to them, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. But hey, what do I know? Well, I tell you what, there is one thing I do know here, and that this situation is demonic. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but this whole situation is super strange, especially how quick they got an interview with the guy. Very weird, especially for those who saw the entire interview. It just seemed very strange. And now, of course, with that being said, this entire situation is very suspicious to me. Very strange, especially with everything else going on, all the talks of sleeper cells. And what this whole event makes me think of is Russ Dizdar and his works talking about individuals who are ready to be activated at any moment in the future, ready for the call. And now, of course, I find it very interesting that this individual had a spiritual experience in his prison cell where he saw a lightning flash, and then he becomes this radical, individual, but it makes me think of this technology right here, which for those who do not know, this technology has been around and has been known for a while, voice to skull technology, which is based on microwave auditory effects. This technology is called the Frey effect and transmits sound to human brain directly, which eliminates traditional auditory highways. For those wondering, this is actually very old technology, as we can see right here that Dr. Alan Frey discovered this phenomenon back in 1962. Now, what I find interesting in this article is the different applications or uses of this technology, which one of the uses is found right here, which just happens to be mind control and psychological manipulation. V2K, which is voice to skull technology, is an area of fear that V2K could be used for mind control. Oh, how lovely! Now let's continue. This technology could be used for unethical manipulation, directly influencing someone's thoughts or perceptions. And look at that right here. It could also be used in criminal activity. As we can see right here, the conclusion of this article, voice to skull technology can see real potential for whole states. Interesting, and at risk of use in unethical advertising or for supporting crime. What I find very interesting is how this individual right here is saying that us as Christians who worship Jesus as the Son of God, that we are breaking the first commandment, which can be found in the 7 laws of Noah, where we can see the first law or commandment is to not worship idols. And according to these beliefs, worshiping Jesus is worshiping an idol. And according to the punishment for transgressing any of these 7 commandments is capital punishment. How wonderful! And go figure, Mr. Golden Dawn seems to be a champion of these specific laws. Nothing to see here. Just remember, guys, he's a self-proclaimed Christian. So now that being said, I highly recommend for you guys to check out Russ Dizdar and his interviews and his work, because he talked about a while ago how there were sleeper cells for the enemy, spiritually speaking, waiting to be activated for this whole end time situation. And I just feel like that time is coming. We are seeing more and more events. We are witnessing the narrative being pushed of sleeper cells, right? Again, no fear in Christ. Like, this information should not cause fear, but it should have us, be on guard, that we should not be unwise in our decisions and lacking discernment, right? Don't put your head in the sand acting like everything is fine and dandy. Does not change reality around us, but we are called to be wise as a serpent and innocent and gentle as a dove. So again, I just highly recommend to check out Russ Dizdar's work. He was a mighty warrior for the Lord.
Guys, check this out.
I could make a sperm out of your skin cells and an egg and fertilize that.
So you can clone me?
I could clone you. I won't do that because it's illegal, but biologically we could do that. I can make mini organs from you and test drugs. And what we're doing in the lab is we have...
Wow,
yeah, personalized medicine.
Yeah, wow.
So when you come to my lab, and you have to promise you're going to come, I'll show you, we grow these mini brains in the lab. And we've got them from people that are predisposed to Alzheimer's or not. And we have a way to age those brains so that they're now 80 years old, even though they're only a few months old. And they lose their ability to fire electrically. They become demented in the dish, little mini brains. And so we give them Alzheimer's and dementia in the dish. And then what we do is we have the system to turn on those 3 embryonic genes, OS and K, and those brains go back in age. But here's the cool thing. Alzheimer's goes away. They get the electrical activity comes back. Now we do this in a mouse. We make the mouse older, just let them age out, or we accelerate it. And we've been now reversing the age of those brains in the mice. And you can guess what happens. They get their memory ability to learn back.
Unbelievable.
The fact that they can do that, just for entertainment purposes, and what I'm about to say is not true, but if they could do shit like that, they could do anything that you got issue with, they could fix it, bro. That tells you right there, bro. That man, they switching genes and playing with genes, and he just said they could clone. It's illegal, yeah, right, bro. Yeah, it's not illegal if it's used by the right company. But again, none of what I'm saying is true. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. This shit's crazy.
These are 5 dark and scary stories that you submitted to me. A woman was renovating her childhood home, and she emailed me in a story where she discovered a human tooth behind the wallpaper of her childhood bedroom. She thought it was a prank until she remembered that her sister went missing when they were kids, and her family was told that she ran away. This next one is about a teen who sent in a story about a man who was standing in their backyard every night at exactly 3:13 a.m. One day, it seemed like the figure got a little closer, but he would then freeze when the teen would turn on the porch light. And here's the kicker. A neighbor later said that a man had died by ending himself at that very spot just 2 years ago. In our third story, a college student was desperate for money, and she took this babysitting job that was a little bit out of her town in a more rural town. She arrived to find a porcelain doll in a crib. And I swear this is like the plot of that movie called The Boy. The family had this very strict routine for the doll, where the girl had to feed it, she had to rock it, she had to make sure it never cried. And then she was sleeping over one night and she heard crying coming from the nursery. And she went over to like check on the crying, and she noticed that the doll was no longer in the crib. This man wrote in about how he was visiting his grandfather's grave only to find the tomb disturbed. He contacted the cemetery, and here's the creepy thing. The cemetery insisted that no one was ever buried in the plot. Like, what kind of conspiracy was that? Like, his family swears they held a funeral, but there's only one photo of the actual event. He explains that the photo was like blurry and like indistinct. It was like nobody was really there. This is the final story, so figure out what you're gonna vote on. In this one, a child starts talking about how there's a woman in the closet who knows his name when he plays hide and seek. At first, everybody thinks this is innocent, like it's just like a childhood imaginary friend kind of situation. That is until the child starts saying things that he had no way of like possibly knowing. That's when the family checks the attic and they find a rotting mattress, a lock of hair, and a diary written by a woman. And this woman happens to have the same name as the child. Vote on the scariest story and I'll tell you the whole thing.
Man, which one was the craziest to y'all? Maybe the first one.
Is this proof that the Pyramid Lake babies are real? There's a lake in Nevada called Pyramid Lake, and it holds a dark, tragic secret. Hundreds of years ago, a group of pirates lived around the shores. And these pirates were known everywhere for being really strong and like indestructible. Whenever they had a baby in the tribe that was born weak or premature or malformed, they would throw it into the lake because they didn't want to be associated with anybody like that. And their twisted belief came from removing the weak at birth. But their terrible actions ended up cursing this lake forever. Now the spirits of these babies haunt this lake. These are babies who never even got the chance to live, and they are known as the Pyramid Lake babies. Since they were robbed of their lives, they are known to be filled with anger. At night, their restless souls will rise from the water. They will fight, they will scream, they will wail, and their noises will be echoing around the lake. They're searching for a way to get revenge on the tribe that abandoned them. So if you're ever near Pyramid Lake and you hear cries or just strange noises, don't try to help. These spirits do not want to be saved. They want to trap your spirit forever. You can come over here for longer freaky videos.
Y'all remember Pyramid Lake? I forgot about that place. That's something they don't want us to see.
Caitlin Clark's latest commercial is absolutely demonic. This is more truth in plain sight. Take a look at her eye and how it transforms into something else. Because these people are always showing you exactly what they are about over and over and over again. And this is no different with Caitlin Clark. So this really doesn't surprise me at all. What do you all think about this? What do you think about this commercial and how they are showing that with her eye? And even showcasing one eye at that when they showed it.
People really need to wake up because they constantly will show you truth in plain sight over and over and over. And this is no different.
Considering that it's the COVID-5 Protros, I could see them going with the whole Black Mamba thing, and that's why they're going to say they used it. But to me, we know what that is. Symbolism. They letting us know right in plain sight. That's what I feel like. Let me know what y'all feel. But I don't know, like, even with NBA 2K, it's been kind of weird. They had reptilian faces as a reward. They had the eyes, the reptilian eyes. That was reward. They start throwing portals in. to go back in time to old parks. I swear, y'all, if y'all play 2K, y'all know. Yeah, I just think 2K been on weird shit when it come to that. Over the years, like, they put it in subtle, though. They don't just do it consistently. This year was the year I think they put it in more consistent than ever. But normally it's like, yeah, it's pieced in there. Now this year it was coming left and right. Every other season it was some reptilian type shit. Not recently that I can remember, because I ain't really played that much. But, yeah. I just feel like nowadays they putting that reptilian shit right in our face. But y'all let me know if that's a reach. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all, Collective. If you haven't subbed up, you watch it on your TV or whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7 as well. But until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably